Hey, all right. It's Thursday. This is my fourth day in a row of doing lives. I'm so excited. Okay, I'm particularly excited about my topic today because it's going to, well, I think all my topics appeal to everyone, regardless what age, gender, but this one is really going to be helpful for every age. It is an issue that comes up frequently with my young clients. I hear things like, when they go places and they try and meet new people, they thought I was weird. She doesn't like me. No one talked to me. I didn't know anybody, right? So today we're talking about making connections, making new friends, taking relationships to another level. Okay, this is a huge issue with really all of us, but a lot of middle school and high school girls because the number one need that we have as humans is to connect with others. But through screens and through social media and all this time we're spending on technology, that's not really happening. We kind of think it is because we see what people are doing on a screen and we make comments under their photos, but there's not really that true connection. And our brains and our bodies know this. We can't trick them into thinking that we have a lot of friends when we don't really feel like we have friends or connections, okay? Now, the beauty of what I'm getting ready to share with you today is this that what I'm getting ready to talk about is something that you can use in your adult life too. If you're feeling like your relationships are a little stale, in your work, if you're not making connections, if you're not making the sale, if you're not building clients, if you're not feeling like your friendships are really at a level that you're happy with. Okay, this is going to help you too. Now, what I hear from moms is she struggles making new friends. There's so many girls in her class, on her team, in our neighborhood, but she doesn't get to know them, or she's really focused on this one particular group. And, she doesn't pay attention to the other girls, this type thing. Or, she doesn't try to make any new friends. So I'm hearing it from both the girls and their moms. And I also see this a lot in my workspace. I see it a lot with people that I know and love in my life that tell me that, things aren't going well in their jobs, or they're not making the sale, or they're not building clients. And so this is something I want to share with you that is magic, okay? The number one way that we make connections, the number one way that we make ourselves interesting to people is to be interested in them, right? So the emotion that I think is so critical and that I absolutely love outside of gratitude is like my number one emotion. It's sort of my gateway emotion to other positive emotions, right? The second one that is magic that I use just as equally in my day-to-day life that has changed so much for me is curiosity. Okay? Here's why I love curiosity. And this works in any situation. This works with my kids when I'm trying to figure out kind of what's going on with them. This works in my relationships with adults. This works just for me to engage in my daily life and have the best experience that I can. It's through curiosity. Here's why. When we're curious about something, think about it. Think about us huddled around in a biology lab or a chemistry lab, and we're looking at an experiment. We're looking at something. We're trying to learn something, right? When we're in curiosity, we lean in. We take ourselves out of the equation. We're not in judgment. We're just trying to learn. We're just trying to engage, right? We are leaning in. We're not standing on the outskirts. We're not in judgment of someone else. We're not making a situation about us. We're really engaged. We're present, right? We're listening. We don't have an agenda. These are all things that make us interesting to other people. people love to talk about themselves. One of the classic examples that I have, and one of the situations that comes up in a lot of my conversations with my young clients, is the cafeteria, the lunchroom, right? Think about it. It's 20 minutes, sadly, of pure pandemonium. It's noisy. It's their only free time during the day, really, to mix it up with their friends that they haven't seen, because they're getting to see friends that aren't in their classes with them all the time. And so it's like this stressful kind of social experiment where they want to be heard, but they feel like no one's listening to them. They feel like, they're not sitting in the right group. They feel like there's one person that's kind of monopolizing everything. It's a situation that comes up a lot in my sessions with young clients. This is where they want to feel confident, but they don't. And it's because they're focused on how can I make myself interesting? How can I interject myself into this situation and be someone who has something to say and be someone who is listened to, and kind of like, they're very concerned about their social status. And so what we talk about a lot is with them, when they're in their heads like that, they're not able to really engage and show up as themselves in a situation. People can't get to know them, right? If you're talking, if you're moving your mouth, if you're trying to make yourself interesting, chances are you're not, because you're not really interested in the interaction. So my biggest tip for anyone who is wanting to meet new people or up-level their existing relationships, solidify, their partnership with their spouse, is to listen, to lean in, be engaged. Do not multitask while you're trying to have an interaction with someone. Be all in. One of the best tips I can give is there is something amazing about everyone. There is something very unique about everyone. Everyone has a story. Everyone has something to offer a situation or an interaction. Your job is to find that thing. And the way you do that is by being curious and by leaning in. And here's the beauty of this. You don't have to be an extrovert. You don't have to be loud and boisterous and, you don't have to be that girl or that person, because all you have to do is lean in and listen with genuine curiosity. And you're going to learn so much. You're going to learn something really amazing about the person that you're talking to. You're going to learn something about yourself, right? That's how we have a shared experience. We make friendships and connections through shared experiences. This does not mean that we need to go on a hike or go to a party or do anything crazy or outlandish or have some wild adventure. This simply means we can have a conversation. And the way that we both share in that conversation is by listening, right? And participating. But really, if you do nothing else today, in every interaction and every encounter with perfect strangers and with like the most intimate relationship you have, if you decide, I'm going to be really curious about, I'm going to really focus on what he or she is saying, and I'm going to ask questions that go beyond what's your favorite food? What do you like? What grade are you in? How many kids do you have, right? Let's take it another level. Let's ask questions like, what's the most amazing experience that you've had in the last week? Why did you like that movie? Why do you like being a big sister or a little brother? Or, right? Like, let's ask questions that require the other person to kind of stop and think. So many times we say things like, did that make you angry? No one has to think about that because they're going to focus on that word angry, right? And they're going to be like, yeah, I was angry. We feed answers to people all the time. Don't do that. Ask very curious, genuine questions and then lean in for the answer. I'm telling you, this is magic. And I'm telling you this, our kids learn through imitation. It's the number one way. It's why I want to get work out into the world to parents as well as kids. Listen, I don't know everything. I'm not an expert on everything, but I do know that we're missing out on connections and interpersonal communication skills because we're just not having those anymore. And the reason we're not having them is we think we're connected through these screens, which I know the irony is I'm delivering this Facebook Live through a screen, but I will also go out into the world and have very interpersonal interactions. As a matter of fact, I'm super excited today. I'm meeting 2 new clients, and the way that I'm going to engage with them and the way that I'm going to work with them and the way that I'm going to help make a difference in their overall life experience is by leaning in and listening to them, giving them that time and that genuine interest. Because when we allow people to talk, when we allow people to share, we can connect through empathy. We can say, me too, that's happened to me too, right? We don't take away from their experience by then immediately telling them about our same struggle, right? We don't do that, but we just, again, connect through that shared experience. Okay, I'm super excited about tomorrow's video. I'm going to tell you the one thing that, like, I know today I told you something that really changed my life, but tomorrow I'm going to tell you the one thought that I have every day that has changed everything for me. Okay, so I'm super excited about that. Now, if you've been liking these videos, if you've been watching these videos, I want to tell you that these are the things that I'm going to talk about with your rising 7th and 8th grade girls this summer in my Be Confident Summer Workshop series that I'm super excited about. If you're interested, if you have a 7th or 8th grade girl and you're here local or you're around the Louisville area, I want you to get in touch with me. I want you to comment on this video. I want you to private message me through Facebook, email me at betsy@coachbetsy.com, because I've got some great stuff to share. And even if your daughter doesn't come and join me, contact me, ask me some questions. Let's engage. Let's have a little dialogue, because I promise you we're both going to learn something very important about each other and about ourselves. Okay, guys, I hope you have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you in the morning. Toodles.